Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the one and only Honcho J23, and you are now tuned in to the latest, hottest, most episodic show on all social media platforms. That is Independent Scene the Podcast. I am your host, Honcho J23. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this evening. We're gonna have a dope conversation as always. We got a really dope artist in the building. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely one of the coolest artists I know. So I definitely hope you guys will enjoy him. He goes by the name of Saint Pat. We're gonna chop it up with him. I thank you to all my people tapping in. One Just Chris was good. And so with that being said, let's get this show rolling. Let's get the show on the road. And so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, Saint Pat. Let's get it. We're waiting for it to connect. You know, you guys know how technical difficulties go, so trying to get this thing right. What's good, Cash Out Kid? What up? What up? What up? What's good with y'all? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is
There
episode.
we go.
There we go. What's going on, my brother?
What's good with you, man?
Hey man, coolin', man. You already know the vibes. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling great. You know what I'm saying? Life's great, so ain't nothing to complain about.
I feel that. I feel that. All right. Well, first of all, let me welcome. I want to welcome you to the platform. Welcome you to the podcast, man. Definitely is an honor to have you. I've been knowing you for quite some time now, and definitely been checking out your work and seeing what you do. So I'm definitely saluting you on that. But I want you to introduce yourself to the people, let the people know who you are, and then we're gonna jump right into it.
All right, man. Well, I go by the name of Saint Pat. I'm a artist and producer from Reedsville, North Carolina. A lot of people don't know where that is, but that's north of Greensboro. It's about 20 miles north of Greensboro. Um, been rapping pretty much half my life. You know what I'm saying? I just turned 29 on the 3rd of April.
Okay.
Um,
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. So, yeah, man, I've been rapping since I was 15. So, you know, you do the math, it's 14 years.
Okay.
I've been, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I've been producing for about 9 years now, since 2012. So, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody might know me from the Villains. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie
Okay.
HD. You know what I'm saying? We got a few projects out. And, you know, at the end of the month, I'm going to be dropping my own solo debut. So, excited for that.
Okay. Okay, most definitely, most definitely. All right, well, we definitely appreciate you for, again, like I said, tapping in with us and chiming in with us, man. We definitely got a lot to cover. Definitely want to go ahead and get into it. So the first
All
thing
right.
I want to get into, topic-wise, I want to get into, because, we have been dealing with a lot, throughout in America as of late, dealing with the election, dealing with the pandemic, dealing with, the whole police brutality and racism and things of that nature. So I want to kind of switch up the tempo a little bit. And I kind of want to talk about mental health because that's a huge part of what's going on all around the world. And I wanted to get your thoughts and your opinions on, what you think about, what's your thoughts and feedback on, mental health, because you have people dealing with, low self-esteem and depression, anxiety, abandonment, things like that. So I want to get your views and your outtake on what you think of that and how you think people should be able to keep themselves motivated during these hard, tough times.
Well, I think mental health is definitely it's something that is kind of swept under the rug a bit, you know what I'm saying? Especially people of color, you know what I'm saying? Minorities is very, people don't talk about it, you know what I'm saying? It's always assumed that if you have a problem, you just need to deal with it, or, you know, you can't really talk to people. You know, a lot of people might do you a certain way, friends, even your family at sometimes. Um, and you know, throughout the pandemic, it hasn't made it any easier. You know what I'm saying? People out here losing jobs, they're losing loved ones. You know, and it's very hard to, you know, keep a straight face, so to speak. Um, but I feel like, you know, a couple ways to get over it. I feel like you can, you know, at least, you know, with us, you know what I'm saying? Like myself, I just write music, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm feeling, if I can't, you know, talk to somebody directly, you know, I just kind of jot it down, not even as a song. I just kind of write how I'm feeling. And then maybe if it's a good enough topic, I then transform it into a song. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, if you're not an artist or what have you, you know what I'm saying, just try to, you know, even though you, like I said, you can't trust everybody with how you're feeling all the time. You
Hmm.
know, if yeah, if you do have somebody like that in your life, you know what I'm saying, definitely reach out to them. You know, just let them know.
Right, most definitely, most definitely. All right, so all right, so let me all right, so let me ask you this, man. So, and I appreciate you for speaking on that answer. But let me ask you this. So, in the world of music, man, like what really has kept you, you know, so tuned into the music and really, putting out the music that you put out and the lyrics that you put out there? Like, what keeps you in that vibe and in that zone?
Um, it's just, you know, it's something that I've always wanted, man. It's something that I've been, you know, striving for since, you know, the age of 15. And you know, me being as old as I am now, for a while I thought that it was getting a little late, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the thing that keeps me going is I have a story to tell, and you know, if I can touch someone through music as I have been touched from, you know, my biggest influences, then I think I've done my job. So, you know, just telling my story, you know, giving my point of view in my own life, and, you know, just relating, you know what I'm saying? Relating to people. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, okay. Now let me ask you this, man. And so, I want to, and I'm gonna be switching gears quite a bit, but I want to kind of get into some entertainment news, man. We recently just had the loss of iconic superstar legend, DMX, man, who has truly been in the game for years and truly had left an incredible impact on the world and his music, man. And so I got to get your thoughts, man. Hearing the news and seeing it all over social media, and in the blogs and on the new and in the news and things like that, man. What is your thoughts on that? On losing yet another iconic legend like DMX. What did DMX mean to you in some way, form, or fashion?
Well, for me personally, it was funny because I was actually talking to one of my homies about this today. I know I see a lot of people who are, you know, kind of telling their backstories about how they found X and, you know, different things of that nature. Me personally, you know, at the time that he was just coming out, I was around 6. I really wasn't listening to a lot of music like that. And even as I got a little older, you know, I discovered his music, but it didn't necessarily hit me like it did others. So that's why I kind of refrain from saying anything because I don't want to come off fake and you know
Mm-hmm.
how people. So you know that's one thing that I didn't want to do.
Right,
However, you know you can't deny this man's music. It's legendary. It's, you know, like I said, people feel his music like I feel other people's music. So either
right,
way, it's still the same thing. And you know, and honestly, he was so young, man. The man was 50. 50.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
It's like, wow, like he was that young, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, he did all this, you know, relatively about what, 25 years ago or so. It's just like,
right,
you know, he was out of the gate, you know what I'm saying? 2, 3 number one albums back to back. You know what I'm saying? It's like not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can say they have done that. So,
right.
you know, and in the entertainment realm, it's definitely sad to see him go. You know what I'm saying? And definitely the world is hurting right now. You know what I'm saying? The hip hop community, especially.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, and it's I've been talking to people about it off and on, man. But it's sad when you have someone big, worldwide, all over the world, who just you know ends up dying, because of health situations. And it's tough, because like you said, the whole hip hop community is hurting right now. But definitely, we all send our prayers and condolences to his family. His
Absolutely.
kids. Definitely. So we got you in our prayers. Because we know that's not an easy thing to deal with. So we definitely got you in our prayers and our concerns. And definitely, don't be hesitant to reach out to somebody if y'all need it. All
Of
right,
course.
so my next topic, speaking on entertainment wise as it relates to music, Little Nas X just came out with a video, and a lot of people say it was controversial, due to the whole religions, aspect of it. But as an artist, I wanted to get your take on that as well. If you had a chance to listen to the song or watch the video, I wanted to get your perception on that. Like, what did you think of the video and the type of video that he put out there?
I haven't seen it. He's not on my radar. He ain't what I listen to like that. However, everybody was talking about it, and I kind of seen little, pictures and whatever else about the video and what
Mm-hmm.
it was pertaining to. Um, I feel like I don't know if he's going through something. Maybe this is a mental health thing for him. Maybe he's, letting the fame go to his head a bit. Maybe he's thinking, man, I can't do nothing else other than, I mean, Old Town Road was crazy. It was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to do that and then come out with this, I feel like, it might be, dare I say, a cry for help in some sort of way.
Right, right.
Hopefully not. But then again, I feel like it's either that or he just feels like, man, I'm slipping when it comes to music right now, so I have to do something to get everybody talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So, and he did his job. Everybody was talking, so you can't blame him for that. But at the same time, like I said, as far as the music and stuff like that, I personally don't even champion stuff in that nature. You know what I'm saying? As far as what was going on in the video, so I didn't even remotely bother to look at it. But you know, hopefully he's got his head on straight, and you know, we'll see what happens after that.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about your growing up. What was growing up like? Growing up and coming into your own as a man. Like, talk to us a little bit about your growing up. How was that like for you?
Very modest. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really want for too much. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, in a trailer park. You know what I'm saying? Just coming up, going to school. Where I lived at was actually in a different county from where I went to school at. So,
Mm-hmm.
when I got up in the morning, I have to go, you know what I'm saying? Me and my step pops, I had to go up to his mother's house and catch the bus to go to school here in Reedsville. But coming up where I was living at, I mean, it was fine, you know what I'm saying? Had other kids, a lot of older kids around me, but you know, typical playing ball, playing video games,
Mm-hmm.
very modest living. Things for me really didn't start changing until I got to about 14. That's when we moved, you know what I'm saying? And about a year later after that, that's when I discovered music, you know what I'm saying, when I was 15. And around that time, that was actually, if you remember, the recession was hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Skyrocket prices, gas, food.
Right.
Couldn't get the 20 25 cent Frito no more. You know what I'm saying? That shit was two for $1. So um, so a lot of that, honestly, kind of pushed me to write it down, to make songs, because a lot was going on in my household, and I just needed an outlet to kind of get it out. So yeah.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that. So now, let me ask you this, man. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with it, but we recently, just had a versus battle that just, recently went down, between Earth, Wind, and one of the two of the dopest groups of all time, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the Ozzy Brothers, man. I got to get your thoughts, man. Being able to see something so spectacular, so iconic like that, and just to see the level of, love and respect that both groups have for one another, that they've even worked together. Like, I got to get your thoughts on that. Like, what did you think of that whole spectacle of of verses in that particular sense?
I didn't get exactly catch it. I think I seen like bits and pieces of it. But I do, coming up before I really got into my rap thing, I'm saying, listening to hip hop heavy, I'm saying, my folks used to keep it on 97.1 in the car. So, I'm very familiar with a lot of the old school music. If you put on something right now, I could probably tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Not
right.
just, not just from those two people, but what I'm saying, from other people as well. But and like you said, the camaraderie between both groups, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. You see that, with the other versus battles with, the hip hop legends, we're all, they're all older now, and
Right,
it
right,
is what it is, and stuff like that I think needs to trickle down to the younger generation, the people still in the game. Like, it's okay to respect, what I'm saying, another artist. I mean, everybody want to be the best, so to speak, but you can still have that camaraderie, that respect between each other, to be like, hey man, you really doing your thing. It's pushing me to do me, better
right.
for myself. You know what I'm saying? But overall, back to the initial question, it was a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the bits and pieces that I've seen was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? They still got it, all of them. So salute to them, and I hope they get more old school acts to come out and participate because it would be a great thing for real.
Most definitely. All right. So with that question being said, who do you see next stepping into the ring?
Well, let's see. Who would I want to see? I
Hmm.
mean, a lot of people say they want to get somebody like, I don't know, maybe Wheezy. You
Okay.
know, I think that would be a great, a good matchup. But it's like, maybe Wheezy and Jay. I think
Okay.
that might be a good one.
Okay.
Um, I think that yeah, I think that's the one that makes sense the most, Wheezy and Jay, because
Okay.
everybody else is kind of still doing their thing right now. So, yeah, Wheezy and Jay for sure.
Okay. All right. I can see that. I can see that. Okay. So now, switching gears once again, man, social media, man. I want to talk about social media a little bit because social media has truly, taken a mind of its own and has truly given a whole lot of people all over the world a platform to, promote themselves and to get themselves out there. But I got to know from you, how has social media helped you and benefited you in any way?
With the music, it's definitely beneficial. You know what I'm saying? You just know you have to know how to kind of finagle the system a bit. You know what I'm saying? Just keep yourself interesting. You know what I'm saying? With your music, just consistent posting. You know what I'm saying, on your story and regular posts and whatnot. Also engaging with other people, especially other artists, like I do. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm always showing love. Especially if I rock with them heavy, or even if I don't rock with them heavy. You know what I'm saying? If they post something that happened good to them, I'm gonna, might hit the like or, comment or whatever. So, social media is definitely uh, a valuable tool for the up and coming artists and even, other people, entertainers or what have you. But I feel like sometimes it gets a little bit misconstrued because, things kind of go a little sideways, especially when you get to, stuff like, cyberbullying and,
Hmm.
just different stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got kids myself, and thankfully they don't have no cell phones. They're too young right now. But um, by the time they do get cell phones, ain't no telling what might be out. Like,
Right, exactly. Because they
so
always inventing something.
yeah, man, these kids like it's crazy because of course us coming up wasn't none of that. It was just video games, and that's about
Right,
it. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Video,
The internet was just popping off. You know what I'm saying? The dial up. You know what I'm saying?
right.
People
And
don't know about it.
man, I
You know what
remember,
I mean? So
I definitely remember those days, man. Them days was
yeah, so
stupid.
like my kids coming up, like all they know is PS4, Xbox, iPads, iPods, and what I'm saying, all that stuff. It's like they more tech savvy than a lot of old folks, to be
Right,
honest.
right,
But it's just you just got to monitor. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got kids or you got younger people, brothers, siblings, or what have you, just monitor it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they're not really looking at a bunch of crazy stuff that they shouldn't be looking at. You know what I'm saying? Which is a lot easier said than done, but you know,
exactly.
it, you know, yeah.
Okay, okay. So real quick, speaking on the topic of kids, man, you mentioned you got kids, man. So, being a father, being, a black man and a father at that, and teaching your kids, the principles and the morals and values of life and, how to interact with people and things of that nature. What is it that about being a father that do you find the most rewarding, of having your own and being able to train them and teach them things and, show them like what is the most rewarding of being a father to you?
Well, for me specifically, it was because I don't know my biological father,
Hmm.
so automatically it was kind of like you know I'm already in that statistic of people who don't know their a parent.
Hmm.
So needless to say, when I was younger, I didn't want to be in that statistic of having kids and just running off on them. I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Even though at the time, what I'm saying, again, I'm 20 years old when my son came, 22 when my daughter came. It's like I'm still young. I still want to be out and do what I had
Hmm.
wanted to do. But eventually, I had to kind of put that to the side. I had to separate myself from certain people, and I had to grow up. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. It just it does my heart well to know that they really helped me change my life. Because if I didn't have them, there's no telling where I'd be. I probably wouldn't even be, as heavy into the music as I am now, had I not had kids, because I wouldn't have had that drive and motivation to not only do better for myself but other people around me. So,
Right. I totally agree. Okay, and I definitely respect that. I definitely respect that. All right, so growing up, we had all eras of music. We had, the '60s, the '70s, the '80s, the '90s, 2000s, and so on and so forth. But I gotta ask, man, what specific, not genre, but what specific era of music do you find to still be one of the most, as I like to use the term, hottest eras of all time?
um, man, I listen to a lot of like '80s, '90s R&B.
Okay.
I think stuff like that for myself, like it's very timeless. Like I have playlists, what I'm saying, on my phone or whatever. So when I'm in the car, I just throw it on and I'm just riding. You know what I'm saying? It's like ain't
Right.
hitting no skip, no nothing. It's just I'm just jamming. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
stuff like that, I feel like is so timeless. And plus, what I'm saying, with me being a producer, sometimes I might hear a certain song that I like, and I'm like, man, that might be a good idea. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, or so yeah, '80s, '90s R&B. That's one of my favorite, types of music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. So now give us your favorite genre of music.
It's definitely hip hop.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
definitely hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, R&B. That's pretty much it. What I'm saying? I do kind of dabble. I do like a few uh rock bands. You know what I'm saying? I got into that when I was a little younger. Um, but other than that, just mainly strictly hip hop and R&B.
Okay. Okay. So now, real quick, I want to again switch gears for a second. I kind of want to get on the topic of I'm talking about love and relationships because we have a lot of people out here, that are dealing, with, couple relationship issues, and I want you to talk directly to the people, for the ones out there that are going through something, that are in a relationship that, are searching for answers. Like, what advice can you give to them, to keep them and their partner, strong and together and bonded as one.
Communication. That's probably the biggest thing that derails a lot of people. They don't want to talk. They want to talk over the next person, and
Hmm.
if that's the case, then nobody's going to be listening. So I would say communication, listening, which also goes with the communication. Really analyzing if there is a serious problem, and I say serious because we all know we've been in certain things with our spouses, and we're just arguing over a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? And that ends up leading to a bigger thing. So
Hmm.
I would say,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, just listening, communication, um, you know, just laying everything out on the table and really figuring out what's the problem, how we're gonna solve it, and then moving on from it. A lot of people like to live in the past. Don't live in the past. Just get through it and move on. Because if you live in the past, then again, it's gonna come back up as a problem, and you don't want that. So. Uh,
Okay.
I say just, listen and communication. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing.
Okay. All right. So now speaking on advice wise, what has been the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten, and what advice can you give to the young and up and coming artists of today?
Mm. I would say, man, be yourself. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I feel like it's so, I mean, that's the main basis of why you want to do music. You want to do music to be yourself, for your own self expression. So I feel like if you're yourself, and especially if you're good, not, your homies saying you good. We talking about people who you don't know. If they be like, yo, man, that was hot. You was doing your thing up there. Then I feel like, that's way more gratifying. You know what I'm saying? So either way, just be yourself. Cause,
Hmm.
I mean, like, even for myself, like, I'm not the typical, I ain't talking about a lot of stuff in my music, crazy stuff. What I'm saying, guns, drugs, etc. And no knock on the people that do. You know what I'm saying? That's just their thing. But me
Hmm.
personally, I'm not I'm not that. So, and I've stuck by that. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I started writing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just be yourself. And if you got talent, if you good, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna show. You know what I'm saying? The right people are gonna see you at the right time, and then everything else will fall in place.
Okay. All right. All right. So for all you guys out there that needed that advice, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Advice number one right there. All right, so the next thing I kind of want to get into, man, right now is, we've been dealing with a lot of, you know, as they like to call it, entertainment beef, man, and we see a lot of artists at times who have beef with each other, man. But I want to get your input on, why is there so much entertainment beef going on, and why can't we, why can't artists just continue to bond together and make music?
I feel like it's it could be an ego thing in some regards. I feel like, sometimes, you know, certain people feel like they should be getting the shine that other people are getting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes it doesn't have to do with just a lack of talent. Sometimes it is that. Sometimes you be like, man, that dude ain't better than me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or whatever the case may be. But, I feel like, it's just an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just people, want to be the best, and they want to be the best without having to help another man up. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like we could all just come together and make music and, and do what we need to do. But everybody feels like they got to be the one person, you know, in the forefront, not knowing that everybody can be in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? In their own respective lanes. So, ego. I say that's the biggest reason why people be beefing. And of course, the street beef stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame that a lot of that stuff has to spill over into the music, because music is supposed to be fun and, like I said, self-expressional for everybody else. But a lot of people bring that element into the music and it kind of dilutes it. And then next thing you know, people end up getting killed, dying, and whatever. So, which is very sad. But again, you know what I'm saying? It's all for nothing at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this, man. Whenever you're creating songs, whenever you're making music, man, what's the number one thing or the number one message that you want the people out there that are listening and tuning in? Like, what is that main message that you want them to remember about you and your music?
I would say that I'm very relatable. I think that's the biggest thing. Because again, when I listen to people like Cole or Kendrick or Eminem, that's my one of my personal favorites. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's a certain level of relatability that I have with these artists in some way, shape, or form, and that's why I resonate with them so much, and that's why they influence me as much as well. So it's like, whenever I'm making a song, I'm trying to make it to the point where I'm telling you about my life, but I know that I can touch somebody in a certain way because I know somebody is out there going through what I've been through or what I've experienced or how I'm feeling, and that's the main mission. You know what I'm saying? Aside from, what I'm saying, just spitting some dope bars every now and again, like I always do. But um, just making sure that people know that you're not alone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. Now let me ask you this. So now that the world is kind of open back up, how do you feel about now being able to go back out and perform and and do shows and things like that? How do you feel about that?
I feel it's great, man. I feel like last year really put a damper on everything. You know what I'm saying? It put a real big knot into everything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like um, being able to get back out and being able to perform, which is absolutely great. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Being open faces and, just like continuing to push everybody's brand is great. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, of course, in certain areas, you know what I'm saying, you got to keep your mask on or whatever, but that's a small price to pay. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to get out of the house for once and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, go see some talent, go get to perform, network, do everything that, everybody needs to do to keep pushing themselves forward. So, what I'm saying, I'm definitely happy, what I'm saying, to get out there and be on stage when I can. And, you know, yeah, man, it's great.
Okay, okay. So what is the support and the reaction like when you hear someone singing your songs, reciting word for word your songs and your lyrics, man? How does that make you feel as an artist?
It's extremely, it's at first it was kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, that's just where the respect level comes. You know what I'm saying? People respect, what I've done by myself and within the villains. They respect it because it doesn't, sound like what everybody else is doing, which is a big thing that I've heard. It doesn't sound like what everybody else is doing. The talent is there. Again, majority of the music that I've done thus far, I've produced myself. So, it's a lot of factors that go into that, but it always uh, feels great when art people just say, "Hey, man, that was great, good performance, great song," or fellow artists give me props when it comes to my music because I'm doing the same thing with them. You know what I'm saying? It's a respect thing, and the talent is there, and it's always a great feeling to know that you're getting that kind of respect from your peers.
Okay. Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about your goals and dreams for 2021. We have ushered in 2021. We've had a rocky road of a year already. But what are your goals and aspirations for 2021? Like, what do you see yourself doing next in 2021?
Well, yeah, man, albums dropping, at the end of the month. Better late than never on all streaming platforms. So that's priority number one. Just dropping that album. That's a huge goal of mine. And I'm excited for everybody to get a chance to listen to it when it comes out. Aside from that, just trying to get my performances up, which I've done slowly but surely this year. Let's see, another goal, I would say just doing more collabs. I think that's a big thing too, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting to collab with some people that I've known on the scene and that we just hadn't had enough time to, or had the right time to kind of, really, chop it up and come up with something. So definitely getting a lot more collabs. Um, Another big goal that I did this year, I started my own company. You know what I'm saying? Villain Gang Entertainment.
Congrats on
So thank you, man. Thank you. So, you
yourself.
know, that's a big thing for me because, a lot of people, it's always that age old question, do you sign, do you not sign? But it's like me, shoot, I just said, I'm gonna just start my own thing and, I'm gonna go off of that. So it's all me, you know what I'm saying? All Villain Gang. So I'm definitely happy about that. Yeah, aside from that, man, it's just going up, man. I got a lot more music coming this year. Not only just from myself, but some collabs and that's already in the works. So I'm definitely excited for people to hear that. And yeah, man, I'm just trying to get it up this year, man. I'm going up to the top for real.
Okay, okay. And so my last two things I want to ask real quick: who are some of your influences right now? Who is literally in your phone on your playlist on like who's on repeat? Who do you listen to? Who is your number one guy? Like who is it? Tell us.
Well, I can answer that two ways. So I have, some of my favorite artists, and then I also have like, the people who have directly influenced me. But I'm gonna stick with, what I'm saying, my influences. So if you listen to my music, I feel like, Drake is probably the biggest influence in my own music. I mean, even my album title, Better Late Than Never, it sounds like something he would say.
Right.
So it's like, Drake, Kanye,
Mm-hmm.
uh, definitely Eminem, Cole,
Okay.
Big Crit. Um, let's see, Pusha, that's another one. Freddie Gibbs, Rick Ross, Wheezy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty, all over the place.
Some real
Um,
hitters.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And, all of them definitely helped me kind of mold, what I like to do, on the mic. And, yeah, it's definitely those guys and a lot more people, but those are the main ones.
Okay, okay. And so my last thing, man, whenever the time comes that, you get to where you want to be, man, and you accomplish everything that you ever set for yourself to accomplish, what is it whenever the time comes for you to hang it up? What is going to be the one thing you're going to want the people to remember you by?
I would hope that people remember me as a person who stuck to his guns. He
Hmm.
didn't fold. He did things his own way,
Hmm.
and he did things on his own time. And you know, he gained the respect that he deserved by doing what he wanted to do, not doing what other people wanted him to do or doing what other people are doing. He did exactly what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, and he got the proper admiration that he deserved. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, okay. Well, bro, listen, I definitely appreciate you for taking the time to chop it up with us, man. It's truly been amazing, getting to know a little bit about you and your background and your history. You know what I'm saying? I definitely can't wait to see more from you. I definitely plan on bringing you back for a part two. I'm gonna keep you updated on that. But
All right.
real quick, let the people know where they can follow you and where they can tap in with you at.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can follow me, you know what I'm saying, at St. Pat TV. That's on everything. I just changed it recently so to make it more uniform. So that's St. Pat TV on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All right. St. Pat TV. All right.
Definitely. And with that being said, guys, this has been my time. I've enjoyed every single one of you. I want to thank my guest, St. Pat, for coming through, chopping it up with us right here on the Independent Singing Podcast with yours truly, Honcho J. But I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time on another edition of Independent Singing Podcast. This is your boy Honcho J with my homie St. Pat, and we out of here. Let's go.
Salute.
Salute.